Finally got first row for the whole thing. There are 4 more complete rows to go, and the top's going to be a 6-inch piece. For some reason I forgot to take videos for, I don't know, a little while here, and so we made some more progress. So this is our still, working on the wall, but this is where we are now. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3. We're working on number 4. There's going to be a number 5, and then there's going to be a little 6-incher on the top for number 6. So we are getting very close. It takes me about, I got it down to a day to do a whole, course around the whole thing. So we're going to get this number 4 done today, and then 5 will be, I don't know, tomorrow or the day after. And yeah, we're probably within a week of doing the pour, assuming we can get it scheduled. I also got all that scaffolding in there, so we can walk around up high, and it's a mess in there with all the rebar and everything, but it's all coming together. It's kind of neat to be able to have this is going to be the walk-in, this will be the door where this dent is, so we can walk right on in there and get inside. Walls are finally getting tall enough now that we can sort of, you can kind of feel like you're in a room, like there's a little bit of sound deadening happening, and yeah, you can't see outside quite as well, so starting to get real. This is pretty awesome. We're now at the point where I can actually see the wall over the lip, and it's now pretty much at its full height. I got another 6 inches I gotta do on the top, which will be kind of the last 6 inches it needs, and also like a leveling layer to make sure everything's nice and level. But yeah, I got 1 more week to get this all done, and then I'm trying to get this pour scheduled. I got to do my measurements right now to make sure I get enough concrete. But this one section over here looks so tall when you're looking at it from up on the scaffolding. I mean, it's 12 feet, but it's just it's this giant hole that goes down for the frost protection. Now we're getting very close here to getting done with this, the forming of it, and right now I'm basically working on the upper level. I'm getting like a board in here. You can see right back there, it's kind of like the upper 8.5 inches is what I'm targeting for the highest lift. I'm going around and I'm leveling it all, which is, I'll show you that in a sec, but basically just cutting off a piece on the top that's level all the way around with a laser level. Today is Wednesday. I got that leveling to do. I got corner reinforcement. Let me see, getting the blocking on those elevation changes, and vertical rebar, and that's all I got left. Today's Wednesday. Monday's my inspection. This week has been rainy as heck, so that's creating a lot of variability in the number of hours I can work, which is my only kind of major risk right now. And still waiting on a schedule confirmation from the concrete people. I know it's going to be sometime around a week to 2 weeks from Monday, but I don't know exactly when. So not this coming Monday, but previous Monday. So we'll see. But yeah, let me show you what I'm doing with the leveling stuff. So I cut this board of the Nudura, 8.5 inches tall, and then I cut another board of just plywood, 8.5 inches tall. And you can see the plywood is being held on by these boards that are, I think it's every 3 feet or so. And right now the Nudura is not being held on by anything except for just the teeth that are inside of the styrofoam. But I'm planning on putting vertical reinforcement to mirror the ones on the plywood, and then I'm going to do a cross piece out of wood, kind of like you would with a footing. except I'm doing the footing on top of my wall. And you can see here, I basically have a laser level. I got the laser set up over there. And I found that over there was of the entire wall of this, at this height, that is my lowest point. You may or may not remember my footings are not level. It's because, you know, there was just the whole thing was a mess. So there's a lot of, I'd say 3/4 of an inch to an inch of variability. So I'm basically getting that out at this point of the stage. So the top of my actual foundation will be level. And I've marked a line all the way across where, you know, that is the level line. So I've taken this off here with a jigsaw, that guy right there. And then this I'll take off with a grinder, just because I think that's probably the easiest thing to get in there. And then I'll take a level, probably a level across this way. I don't know, maybe I'll do a confirmation with the height too. And then use something to trim this off. Maybe that jigsaw, maybe my handsaw. Not sure exactly, but I'll make it somehow match. Well, good morning. Today we passed our inspection. So this thing is all ready, except for a couple of minor details. It's all ready for the pour. I'm just waiting for the date back on from the concrete company, and I'll give you a little tour of what we got. Things I hadn't talked about in previous clips. This is kind of just some strapping to make sure the corners are as sturdy as possible. So I hear that those are weak points. You can see, you know, everything's been kind of sealed up with foam. The bottom's been sealed up, not only to prevent, you know, seepage, which is probably going to be extremely minor, but also to kind of keep everything to the ground. Concrete's very dense, so a lot of things can float on it, so we don't want any sort of uplift pressure. Not that I think anything's going to be able to uplift this. This is a whole bunch of wood, whole bunch of weight. Ugh, my bridge getting across here is sketchy, but I think that's just how it's going to be. I was able to do basically like a little lip there, which actually that's kind of interest. If you're ever making one of these, you'll know this is kind of a point of concern, but I'm going to have a slab that comes out, and I've formed it so that the foundation is going to basically be flush with the slab, so the slab won't have any corners, and it'll go straight across. And there's going to be 4 inches of concrete that are over top of the foam, so everything will be nice and sturdy like that. And then eventually, you know, there'll be a door here, so I'm going to do a metal threshold, which will span over the crack, so there won't be any. You won't be able to see any of it. But yeah, to this last course at the top, I added these braces, and I might go around, depending on when I get the truck to come out, I might go around and in a couple places add like a board going across so it kind of ties it together. Because if you see I can kind of push this a little bit and it'll move and bow out, which I'm not too really concerned about. It's the outside edge that you want to have be super straight, which is why I have this board tying everything together. If the inside bows in a little bit, it's not going to affect anything. But yeah, I don't know if there's really anything else of super interest to look at. Got my vertical rebar in there, you know, one every other web. And you can see way down in there how far it goes, and I got horizontals at every level. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, next video. Oh, actually, I guess the one other thing that might be of minor interest. Yeah, you can see that pipe down there. That's my my well electrical service, and I'm gonna cover that in foam on the edge. Where's my finger? There we go. Foam on the edges like there, so that it's sealed up to the wall. There's already foam on the wood side, but then that's basically just a space. I'll run 1-inch conduit through that. That's not the actual conduit. The conduit will go in there, and then next to it I'll have the water one. I need to go to Home Depot and get a different size drill bit hole saw. and then I got to put the septic on the other side. But that I need to do a little bit of surveying to see where that is. But anyway, that's it. We've passed. All the hard big things are done. There's a whole bunch of details. There's always details. And yeah, we'll next video should be a poured wall. I'm gonna have to strip, all these metal things. I'm gonna have to take them off as quickly as I can because they're on rental. They're due back Friday, and depending on when the concrete gets here, I may or may not be able to stick to that, which means I'll have to pay for another month. But if I do, I do. I'm super thrilled that the wall is finally going to be done. We're going to have a foundation. Everything kind of gets built up from here. I still need the slab and all that, but this is going to be very stress relieving to have this. I feel like this is one of the more complicated pieces of the whole project, other than the framing, and it's a big bottleneck to make sure that it gets done first. So it's good. We're moving along. So I'll see you in the next one.